When it comes to talking, these four can do it better than most. Welcome to the Final Word podcast, where our hosts will share their unique perspectives on social issues, youth sports, and sports in general. And now, meet our esteemed panelist, Joe Philon, youth basketball coach and self-proclaimed media guy. Chris Ward, co-founder of the Skills Center and development specialist for Skills Center Elite Training. John Orayo, co-founder of the Skills Center and director of Skills Center Elite Basketball. Andre Lewis, high school basketball coach and the Skills Center high school basketball coordinator. This is the final word.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and change the script. So we're gonna actually talk about Power 5 colleges versus HBCUs. So what we're saying with that, if you have a kid and he's being recruited by the Power 5 colleges, but he's also being recruited by HBCUs, would you consider an HBCU? Who's going to start us off?
I would say keep all your options open. And at the end of the day, when you're being recruited, you're going to go to the program where there's your best fit. Now, some people go just for the name, and I think we talked about that before. But it might not be the best fit. But since it's a big name, you might go to there, ride the bench 2-3 years, end up transferred or whatever. But going to an HBCU, you might come play right out the door, and be a wonderful experience on an HBCU campus.
I mean, okay, so let's say we talking number one player in the nation, like, because we all came up in that Fab Five era. We followed them. We were around at the time, and I've always said, like, what if the Fab Five would have went to like FAMU? You know what I'm saying? Like, I always and played a tough schedule how they played over those years. I always say I would love to see that. Now, let's say your son is Chris Webber status. I mean, he going to the league. He that guy can go anywhere in the nation. Got offers from everybody. Would you even think about considering the HBCU?
When it comes to talking, these four can do it.
He was responding.
Me too. I like, he jumped in.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm like that too, Joe. I always thought about it, and always wanted to see it. Top players in the nation, they're gonna get drafted regardless. Top players in the nation go to a HBCU and put them on. So I've always wanted to see that as well. If a Fab Five did go to it, would change the culture. More people, I think, it would bring more kids to want to go to a HBCU, especially more kids of color. I think Deion Sanders is doing a great job with it right now, and he's bringing some high-profile kids into Jackson State. And then Eddie George going to Tennessee State. I mean, I think some high-profile kids on the football side will start going over there to play because they can go. Today, you can go to the league from anywhere. You don't have to go to a big school in order to go to the league, especially if you're a high-profile kid. And if you're in a situation where you're a one-and-done kid, I don't think it matters where you go. You're still you're just waiting for your year so you can go and play in the pros. So would love to see it. No, I think the only school recruited Tyson was FAM, and they didn't really pursue him like heavily. And he wasn't a high-profile kid, but he was a mid-major D1 kid. I think a lot of these HBCUs going after these high major kids, one, it would have to be a relationship, but other than that, they don't feel they have a shot in hell to get them.
But let's flip it though, because you know me, I'm a big podcast guy, I'm a big show guy. So I'm watching the Deion Sanders, I think they call it Prime, Coach Prime. I'm watching that. I'm watching all he's been on I'm an Athlete podcast, all that. And people are paying attention, but are they paying attention because of HBCU or are they paying attention because it's prime time? Like, no disrespect, Dion can hype anybody up. Shoot, I called y'all the other night, like, damn, boy, if only I could go to Jackson State, and that damn well don't want to be in Mississippi, but he just hyped that situation up so much, and it to me is like the underdog. But what can a HBCU provide? And I think this is the question everybody asks, that say at University of Florida, Duke, or North Carolina, what can they provide for a top-notch player to decide, heck yeah, I'm gonna go over here? Like, I think that's the biggest issue.
Well, those schools are established, one, because they got to jump on the game, and they're funded. Their alumni, they have more alumni. They get more state. I mean, those schools are TV. You know, a lot of marketing. I mean, sponsorships and things like that. You know, so you're talking about if those guys went to HBCU, they would bring it with them. They would bring the sponsors with them. They would bring Nike. They would bring Adidas. They would bring all those sponsors with them. So I don't think it would be. I mean, you have to deal with what you have there now, but you're talking about building something.
But who's willing to take a chance? I think that's the problem right now. So let's go back to let's talk basketball. Deion is doing it in football. Eddie George doing it in football.
Who's willing to do what?
Who's willing to take that chance? Because at the end of the day, they're thinking individually. They're going to, like Dre said earlier, they're going to the big name schools because they think that's going to get them the ticket. They ain't too many kids or parents that are willing to build, that are willing to take the hit in a sense. So who would be willing to do that? And I mean, because they're not kids that be like, even the ones that are number one players. I don't think there's a lot of people that will do that. And I think that's a problem.
I think it's they don't have anything to offer but some recruitment violations and some fines from the NCAA. Because I think Joe, you went to St. Leo, and both of y'all went to JUCO, and got an experience at another college. You know, like me, I signed with West Kentucky, and I transferred to Southeast Louisiana. As far as the per diem and the aspects of the living and all that type of stuff, and the money you get, the higher you go, the money you get. And it's like when you go to those HBCUs, you know, like Deion said, they gotta have better facilities and all that type of stuff. So it's like you're going to, you know, it's like you're going to the Motel 6 compared to when you go to a Power 5 conference, like the Embassy Suites.
Number one, we didn't stand on Embassy Suites when I was at TCU. Yeah, we stayed in some really nice hotels.
Right, so, but also too, so when you watch the draft, I mean, I think they have something to lose by going to the smaller school, which is the HBCU. Because when you watch the draft, a lot of times a player would be drafted lower because of the strength of schedule that he played. So let's say you were a top kid coming out of high school and you go to this HBCU, you don't play the real tough schedule, but also you don't put up the expected numbers. Your draft stock could drop, you know, tremendously. So I think that thought, and I would think coaches or potential, well, they can't speak to agents or whatever, but I would think that would be something that comes up.
I would love to ask somebody and talk to someone about that, especially someone that is like on the professional side drafting these kids or scouting these kids, because I really don't think that plays I mean, you look at a kid like Kevin Knox. Kevin Knox was going to go to the league wherever he wants. So if
I don't know, Chris. If Kevin Knox would have been to HBCU, I don't think the limelight would have been on him like it was at Kentucky. He went to Kentucky for a reason. He could have gone.
So just put it like this: if there was no one and done, Kevin Knox would have been drafted out of high school. Correct.
I don't know.
How do you not know?
I don't know.
I mean, when he went to Kentucky, they already do the pre-draft. They already do the pre-draft settings. He was already a top 10 pick before he even stepped foot on the court at Kentucky for the next year. They had him as a lottery pick for the next year before he even went into college, before he played one college game.
I mean, so I don't think the potential, because fast forward it now.
I mean, you look at Melo.
School done bypassed.
So if Melo or the kid from Gonzaga, Jalen Suggs, those kids were already predestined. They're destined for the league. So I don't think it mattered what they went, they were still going to get drafted. I don't think it really matters what you do on the college scene, especially for those guys, because look at the draft this past year: 12 points, 13 points, 8 points, lottery picks. So you telling me if they went to the HBCU, they're not going to average more than 8 points, 12 points?
But I think what we're saying is that limelight may not be there, and they might not see that.
Yeah, but they're still going to get the workouts for the NBA. The workouts are where a lot of people make a difference.
You know how many?
Look at Ronaldo Balkman. Ronaldo Balkman wasn't even on a draft board.
Yeah, but he was also at guard at the NIT where he worked out.
Yeah. But he was not on the draft board even after that performance. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but check this out. How many kids, let's go football, from HBCUs were drafted in the NFL last year? Zero.
None?
Zero.
Not one.
Not one. Zero.
You looked that up?
Deion
Primetime Sanders. I'm just saying. That's
but
what
I think
zero.
But I think that could change.
Right. But what I'm saying is, do you not think out of all those schools, HBCUs, that there's not one that is as talented to go to the league? Not one. So
how many made roster to go up in there?
Huh?
How many made?
There's a few undrafted HBCU kids in the league.
From last
year. How many made roster?
Undrafted.
Let me ask y'all. I mean, in basketball, there ain't but one Hall of Famer from HBCU, right?
Who was that? Ben Wallace?
Yep.
He's the first one?
Y'all thinking.
I mean, I think if you go back in the day now, you got to think about the segregation days now. I'm sure some joints from the 60s that's in the hall, bro, that went to HBCU.
I mean, they went.
Caldwell Jones boys from Auburn State that played a lot of years at the Houston Rockets.
Caldwell Jones in the hall, man.
I'm just saying. I think it's harder, and I think that's why I say. I mean, I wouldn't mind. Like, shoot, at any given day, if a scholarship is a scholarship, but to me, I think you'll have more of a college experience at an HBCU. Number one, but number two, I just think they're scared. They're scared to go and lead the way. It's just like AAU basketball. If you get a competitive, quote unquote, what they call a local team, but then you get a shoe team, they'd rather go sit the bench on the shoe team than be the man and make it for themselves and on the regular team, right or wrong.
That's true.
Man, yeah, it's a big difference. I keep saying it's a big difference. That's just like after the game meal, you might have Domino's pizza, but after the game, we going to a Longhorn Steakhouse. So it's the luxuries that you have. And Deion Sanders got a lot of that stuff out about even about putting the names on back of the jersey. You know what I'm saying? There's just no money in the HBCU. But if our high profile athletes were to start singling into HBCU, I think it'll change the culture.
I agree.
Hey,
So Leon Big Cat Cunningham says 2 players from the CIAA went in the Hall of Fame this year: Bob Dandridge and Ben Wallace.
Yep.
Now when did Bob Dandridge play?
I think he played at Norfolk State, didn't he?
I know, but when did he play?
Who was that?
Back in the day.
But that's what I'm saying. Look how long it took. You see what I'm saying? It's like,
Well, he just saying 2 this year. He ain't.
So is it?
He said.
No, I didn't say zero. I didn't say zero winning. I'm talking about I said in the NFL, but yeah, in the NBA, not a whole lot of people. And I think that's what scares these young kids.
But there's some from the HBCU and in the NFL in the Hall of Fame. Jerry Rice.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying there isn't. I'm just saying last season it was 0.
Oh yeah, Ben Barney. I mean, you got a lot of dudes from HBCUs that are in the Hall in football.
But we're talking about why don't they go? Why don't they go? And I think it's the fear that they will get the exposure. It's the fear.
I don't even think it's the fear. I think it's the money.
What you mean?
It's the money. It's the nicer things, nicer arenas, nicer travel, nicer dorms, nicer facilities. I mean, television every single night, nicer shoe deals. I mean, like more clothes. I mean, just bigger campuses. I think that's the biggest thing. I know for me, I got recruited by a couple HBCUs, and for me, I took a bigger school over HBCU. I didn't even visit the HBCUs. Do I look back now and say I wish I would have? Yeah, I look back now and say I wish I would have taken visits to those schools just to experience it, just to have that say I did it and know what it feels like. When I went on my visit to VCU, they took me to Virginia Union's homecoming. And I don't know if y'all remember Robert McKay from Miami, played at Auburn. He ended up playing at Virginia Union. That's where Charles Oakland played.
That's what
Ben Wallace went to Virginia Union. You know, but so I had the best time of my life. That's how I decided to sign with VCU, is because Virginia Union homecoming, and then Virginia Union was right down the street. You know, I had the best time of my life on that visit. And so I chose VCU over all the other schools.
Shoot, Morris Brown tried to bring me up.
So that's a difference.
What's that?
I actually grew up in a city with an HBCU. I was in the state. So we got to experience all of that stuff in high school, and just being on the campus and knowing what the dorms is and hanging out on campus and all that type of stuff. But I don't recall HBCU recruiting us, especially the one right there in the hometown.
Because that's all I think they could get you.
Right.
Yeah, I was recruited by, Morris Brown. They tried to bring me up during Freak Meet. And but really, he was like, he tried to bring me up during Freak Meet. And
you signed.
I know, right? But that wasn't my thing. That was out of my jurisdiction. I only hung out around Tampa, so I ain't really used to that. That wasn't my thing. And FAMU, they were recruiting me, and when I messed up with Alabama, I called the coach from FAMU, and I'm like, "Hey, coach, man, I want to sign." And he was like, "Great, man, that's great news." I said, "But one thing though," I said, "I got to sit out a year." He said, "Let me call you back." Man, I never heard from that dude again. But I would have went because I didn't want to leave Florida, and plus I had some of my high school teammates was up there playing football. I had teammates at Bethune-Cookman, so I had them messed up my whole situation. and I was willing to go for that reason, but I think before that, back then, I mean, I was looking at the bigger schools. I wasn't really considering the HBCU. I mean, not because I just really didn't think much about it. I mean, they just facilities were nicer. What they were offering was a lot nicer, and that's what I wanted to do. Plus, you know, at Alabama, I mean, you just had Robert Ory go to the NBA, McDyess, Jason Caffey, Roy Rogers, and then the coach sent me a letter saying, watch how many of our players go in the NBA draft that are your size to play your position. You could be the next one. I still have that letter. You know what I'm saying? So that was intriguing to me. I mean, no HBCU couldn't say that. They didn't have 3 guys going in the first round of the draft. You know what I mean? So I wasn't even thinking about an HBCU until that's my situation.
But that's my point, because like you started off today, Joe. Imagine if the Fab Five went to HBCU. Now, let me ask you this: they're not allowed to play in a tournament, correct?
Yes, they are.
Yeah, they're gonna win the conference tournament, right?
Yeah.
Or they can get it.
That's right. They play North Carolina.
But we gonna tell our age too. They ain't call them HBCU back in the day.
Right.
Yeah, but Tyson and them play.
They just call them black college.
Yeah, we call them black college. Yeah.
Yeah, they just call them black college. They call them HBCU.
So imagine if the Fab Five went to a HBCU, made the tournament, and made that run. Would that have changed the course of a lot of kids' mindset?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, look at what the Fab Five did for us. Like we was going to get Air Max and wearing black socks and wearing the long shorts.
And long shorts.
Yeah. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So if we was changing our whole dress code and I saw something about Jalen Rose was saying how many kids are named Jalen because he was like saying his mama's legacy live on. It was 2 of our cheerleaders at Pope. They named their son Jalen because of Jalen Rose. You know what I'm saying back then. So what he's saying is actually true. I mean, for them to do all of that, I mean, just imagine if they would have went to an HBCU. It would have changed the whole game, man. At least for that.
Yeah. But them jokers probably wouldn't even made the league. They went to the HBCU, man.
But
they've been caught up.
But this is my thing. So I guess last year somebody said Mikey Williams is thinking about going to HBCU. This is what I don't like about the whole thing. No, he's not thinking about that shit.
How you know?
Man, no. It's all look. Nowadays
Tom Maker is talking about going to I think was it Howard or Hampton.
Right, did he go?
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, Bronny James is talking about going to
hold on. Go back to the dude that you
said Howard.
He's at Howard, yeah.
He's not there? Oh.
Yeah, he's at Howard.
Is he playing?
He played last year.
And what did he do?
I think the season got canceled or something like that.
Yeah, they don't. You remember the COVID year.
Look at the behind story, because that's what they were like, oh, he's not gonna. I'm telling you, nobody's gonna take that chance. They're saying it, and this is what I got a problem with it. They're saying it because it sounds.
He went.
It's gonna be the new norm, man. It's gonna be the new norm.
He went to Howard, John.
He didn't play, and he's gone. He's not there.
Oh, Maker left Howard after being injured last year.
That's what I'm saying. But
that's Leon. Let me give Leon Big Cat Cunningham. Yeah,
he got facts. I appreciate it. But that's what I'm saying. Who is gonna make that move? A lot of people do it. Because it sounds good. I'm gonna get these likes. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Nobody has yet to do it. Coaching wise, okay. I think
you know who does well with it is Tennessee State.
Football,
basketball. They're HBCU. They're in Ohio Valley. They're in the Ohio Valley Conference. A lot of people don't know that because they're state-funded school now. So a lot of people don't know that they are HBCU.
What you mean they do a good job?
They do a good job as far as basketball, as far as recruiting.
Oh.
You know, Tennessee State is mid-major.
Yeah, they had about 3 kids involved in those guys in a couple years span. That was back in
so they're not in the MEAC, they're not in the SWAC, they're not CIAA. They're not in either. They're in Ohio Valley Conference. But I think what's going to start happening, you're going to start seeing some schools move out. Some HBCUs move out of their conferences into bigger conferences for the money.
Let me ask you this. So you saying money, you saying that the facilities aren't the best. That's why kids
No,
are choosing that.
what I'm saying is money is from TV endorsement, radio endorsement, for the money. That's where, that's why you see these schools in the Big 12 want to move to the SEC. It's for the money. It's not for anything else.
I get that. But it's also, it's in the sense for exposure. So we're talking about, let's just stop exposure, the money thing. What percentage is African American in the NBA?
It's a bunch of.
What percentage? High, right? It's high.
Yeah.
So why don't they create?
5%.
So why isn't money being funded to HBCUs?
From where?
From them.
Oh,
because they didn't go to that. That's not their alma mater.
He trying to say just because they black, they need fun.
That's not their alma mater.
That's fine, but if they're saying Ronnie James is saying, quote unquote, that he's thinking about going to, so your daddy a billionaire. Let's start. If you really want this movement, you got to put it.
Chris Paul is already doing it, but you may not. LeBron may be doing it too. You don't know. They don't advertise everything they do. As far as giving money to it, that's not the whole purpose of giving money.
There's a whole lot of other stuff that they put money in.
I mean, Chris Paul does it.
Right. He just did it. He ain't does it. He just did it.
No, he's been. You just don't know how long he's been doing it.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying, because I mean, that's the listen, them dudes giving money to HBCU is not going to be publicized like if they gave money to Wake Forest, if they gave money to Duke. That's not news. It's still black people. Like that's just not.
And you have alumni also. I mean, you have alumni that are the ones that really give back to the school, especially HBCU. Homecoming, I think, their biggest drive is football season and homecoming.
Right.
That's like their biggest money draw. Even as HBCU, you would think that a basketball game would be jam packed. No, it's the football games will be, and that's what they advertise.
But that's the same thing as a regular school. Football is the main money grabber.
It just depends on what conference you go to.
What conference you talk about? Some of them are even kids.
Yeah. I don't know. I see it. A lot of people do a whole lot of talking, and I don't see it. They do it because it's in style right now.
So if Junior was recruited by is only being recruited by HBCU, and he had one high major school recruit him and had 10 HBCUs, what would you do?
Daddy going to homecoming, baby. No, I'm just saying, whatever's going to give him the best opportunity to play.
Yeah, that's what I said. Just about your fit, by where you go. But at the end of the day, would you go to? Let's just say
Oklahoma. Oklahoma recruited him.
There's UT, which is a Division II school, and then you got Bethune-Cookman, and you go visit UT, and they got real nice facilities. And you go to Bethune-Cookman, and they gym just like boys and girls when we practice at night.
Well, a name that comes to mind to me is Chance McGrady. That's Tracy McGrady's little brother. His little brothers. He went to Memphis back when Calipari was there with Derrick Rose and all of them. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he could have went somewhere else smaller and played, but he wanted to go to Memphis. So, I mean, to John's point, he chose the big school. I mean, his big brother was a hell of a
and that's right. But but that's my point. Is like, who's gonna be willing to make that quote unquote sacrifice. Every movement, somebody has.
Yeah, it has to be more than one.
No, yeah. I'm just somebody got to start it.
Yeah, but it's gonna have. It's not. It can't just be one. It has to be. It has to be multiple.
It has to be. It has to be a fab five type of situation.
Yeah, it has multiple that are gonna say, you know what, we're gonna go to school together and just beat the hell out of everybody.
Right.
I said, and when they do, they're gonna take some backlash, just like Dion, from other coaches and other schools. It's gonna be backlash. So just say 3 or 4 of them decide to team up and go to HBCU.
Yeah,
I would feel for that sake.
Yeah, but I would love to see something like that. I would love to see it.
Story, bro. That would really be a story, but it starts at a young age. It starts at a young age. They want the diamond. They ain't trying to work for it. They ain't trying to grind for it. They want a microwave success, and then they rather go over there and eat these nice meals and sit the bench and do all that and say, yo, I went to Duke. Yo, I went to North Carolina. Bitch, I ain't seen you play. Like, come on, man. We know a lot of guys who went to a D1 school that they could have been dogs at a mid-major. They could have did their thing at a smaller D1, HBCU, a high D2, but they chose that glitter over that.
Not necessarily. It's about competition also.
But you can't compete if you ain't playing. That's why you transfer 3 times in 1 year.
You competing, you just ain't.
You competing in practice.
Competing in practice, right?
Because ain't nobody seeing you compete.
I'm just saying, and y'all seen people like that. In the last couple of years, we've seen it. So to go back to Chris, if HBCU asked 10 schools for junior and 1 D1 schools, I gotta know, where is he? Is he playing? Or what?
Yeah, but coach can't promise you that. So, and that'd be a lot for a coach. I'm telling you, a coach can tell you that, but if a coach tell you that, they full of it.
I don't know.
Okay, well, how about this? Junior, go ahead and sign, and then Michael Jordan is available. Junior ain't playing.
So you didn't know that Tyson was gonna play his freshman year? You a damn lie.
What's that?
You didn't know that Tyson was gonna play his freshman year?
No, I didn't.
You would have way over there in North Dakota.
I didn't send Tyson anywhere. I let Tyson choose. We did not know Tyson was going to play. We actually thought Tyson was going to be a red shirt. Tyson and his roommate Cam. We thought they were both going to be red shirts. So we had no idea that he was going to play that much. There was nothing promised. You can't look. My JUCO coach told me. My JUCO coach told me when I was being recruited, he said, if a coach promises you playing time or promises you how much you're going to play, they're lying to you. Because if somebody comes in and is 10 times better than you, you ain't playing.
No, I agree with that, but you gotta sense from the team that they're recruiting, from the team that they have, you as an individual, your parent understands, oh, you might get some tick this year. Or, bro, you're not playing until your junior year. So that gives you a guidance, but people don't look at that. More people look at, yo, he's going to be rocking to North Carolina. He's going to be rocking to Duke. He's going to be rocking to Florida. And that's why we had the Maryland. That's why we had so many transfers.
Well, people done got away from paying your dues.
Yep.
Like when we came out, you went to a school, but you really ain't expect to play till your junior year.
Agree.
And even in high school, you really ain't expect, because you had to pay your dues. And I appreciate the coach at Florida State. He the only old school coach like that. All his players that been drafted in the NBA the last 2 years been coming out the bench. Could they have started? Yes. But these guys and seniors and stuff done paid their dues, and they're competitive. They compete. I can't promise. He don't promise them no star position.
Right.
Come out the bench. But kids these days, they want to come right in school and play immediately.
Yeah, absolutely.
So real quick, Leon Big Cat Cunningham says would the conversation be different if there were more black head coaches hired at major D1 schools?
I don't think so. I think it. Well, I mean, but the conversation be different as far as what, like choosing
choosing the school, like with the conversation that we're having. That's what I'm taking from it. Would this conversation be different based on if they had more black head coaches at the Division I level at high major schools? Like,
I mean, I think so, because we still talking about supporting HBCUs or not, right?
Yeah, because I would say support HBCUs. I'm just saying, one, if you have these players go there, they're going to get more TV time. So with more TV time, more TV money. With more money, better facilities, better opportunities, more scholarships for other kids. Because don't think that University of Florida's athletic funds that are coming in don't support music program or the performing arts program. Don't think they're not giving scholarships everywhere else. So not only does it help the athletic program and the athletic facilities, but it also helps the university in a whole. So I think that, you start getting these kids there, you get them on TV, you start getting more funds, it's going to help the university. It's going to bring more attention to the university. More people are going to go, the fans are going to go up, TV is going to be there, so they get the funding for TV. I mean, it's a lot of things that's going to take place just by 2, 3, 4 kids changing the culture.
Do you think that a kid going to HBCU or a high-profile coach going to HBCU helps more?
Well, we're seeing it right now with Deion.
We're seeing it with Deion.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got commercials, you got ESPN, you got,
he got TV shows.
Yeah, I've seen Jackson State play more this year than I have ever in my whole entire life.
But not only have I seen him play, I want to see him play.
And it's going to say, but if you look at the cable network, you got the ACC network, the SEC network, Big Ten network. Even though they might not be on ESPN, but they have those channels going there and catch games.
You got BET.
Yo, each Pac-12 team has their own. Hey, listen, each Pac-12 team has their own.
Hold on, does BET, is that what you said, Joe? Does BET have a sports network?
No, BET plays the HBCU sometimes. I remember Smith's freshman year, I watched him play on BET when he was at Cooking.
But it wasn't a weekly thing. It was just like, we're going.
I think
like the only football game that they really put on TV was Grambling versus Southern.
Right. The Classic.
Yeah.
But they should. They should. Now you got how many ex-NBA players coaching in the HBCU? Not a lot. I know Bethune-Cookman just got one, right? Reggie Theus.
Okay.
Mo Williams, Alabama's A&M.
Where's Rod Strickland? Where Rod Strickland at? Fan for a minute.
He didn't get it.
Oh, he didn't get
Kenny Anderson, I think, is at Fisk.
Fisk. That's HBCU?
Yeah.
Okay. So those are 3, but are they 3 that would attract like a Deion?
No, that's prime time, bro. That's
Gary Payton got.
That's right.
Guess what? These kids these days, they don't know the history. They don't know the history of both of these players that are old, like Reggie Theus.
Sure.
Next time, ask one of your kids who Reggie Theus is.
No, you're right. You're right. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think if change wants to happen, and like I said, it's happening right now on the football side, but somebody got to make the move. Somebody got to make the impact. Somebody got to speak out, and somebody got to stop being afraid. Stop being afraid. Majority of them.
But the thing about all of it as well, do the HBCUs go after these high-profile kids? Now, if HBCU is watching right now, please let you know I am available. I would love to be the one that's going after those kids, because if I don't get them, I'm gonna get their friends, and they're gonna be pretty damn good too. I'm gonna get somebody out of the deal.
And then their money too for coaches. And if you really look and see how much HBCU coaches make, This is not a very attractive job.
Nah. But I mean, if you coaching, you kind of create your own. The coach in University of North Carolina Central has done a great job creating his own. Lavelle Moden. I mean, like, he's done a great job coaching.
But if you came up in that arena, that's just like me right now. If just say I had an offer to go coach at HBCU. If they can't pay me more than what I make now, it'll be irrelevant.
Right. Yeah, but I think, if you can, it's public knowledge, you can find it. The issue is the recruiting budgets aren't that high. Mm-hmm. Like their recruiting budgets are not big at all. Like, they just don't have it. So they have to rely on relationships and things like that. So they're not able to get into as many places as these high majors or mid-major schools, just because they don't have the recruiting budget to go out and go on the road and do it. They just don't. And if you ever listen to the HBCU stories from back in the day, HBCU coaches used to travel together. They used to travel together to go recruit just because of the budgets, and they would have to drive. So it's the same thing now. Look at Deion's budget. They were just showing it compared to the other schools' budgets. I mean, his budget was like super.
No, even the cheerleaders got it.
You might have about $5,000.
Man, it was super low. And so you're going really off relationships. You're going off sight unseen. You have no relationship with the kid. Like, you don't get out there and they don't see you in public like 20 times. And, at all these travel ball tournaments, they just don't have they don't have the staff for it. And they don't have the funds to send the staff
out. You go to recruit, you stay in a family member's house or friends to say their hotel.
Like, yeah, and I don't know if it's that bad, but I know, like, they ain't staying at the Ritz.
They staying at Broadway Inn.
Hey, look, when Paul Quinn College came to recruit me and Dak, they didn't even have a media guy. They had a photo album, man, like the one your grandma keep.
Yeah.
A bunch of pictures in there showing us pictures they took around campus.
Three of the kids from my high school team, my senior year, they went to Paul Quinn. Yeah, they went out to Paul Quinn. Paul Quinn did a good job recruiting in this area.
Oh, but yeah, they love the area. They love this area. Yeah. Roland Williams.
But that was based on relationships. Yeah. They knew they could come this way. They could hit Tampa. They could hit Bradenton, Sarasota. Like, they were at Polk County. Like, that was their little stomping ground. St. Pete, so they would just make them.
Championship there too.
Yeah, so they would just they would go somewhere where they can stay for 3 or 4 days and hit all the counties in the area and hope to get something out of it. But that's driving. They ain't flying.
All right, y'all ready to switch the gears to in the news feed?
Yes, sir.
All right, we're gonna share something that was in the news feed. Here we go. Can y'all see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if all 6 were on the same team at their peak, in their prime, who would be pushed to the bench? Who's coming off the bench out of these?
I'll go first on this one.
Hold on. Before you go, Chris, Joe, your man's is a nutcase.
Ooh.
You already know who I seen this on his page. Old Jordan hate ass dude. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, I figured that's who you was talking about.
Go ahead, Chris.
Man, I hate it for Steph.
Right.
I hate it for him, but we got instant scoring coming off the bench. Nope. We got somebody that ain't scared to shoot, locked and loaded. He coming off the bench, sizzling.
Yep.
But I can't see him. I can't see him down for anyone on that, even from the defensive standpoint.
Yep.
And the rebounding. Yeah, I'm sorry. He shoots it. He can score it. But damn, you got KD can do the same damn thing and Kobe.
Yeah, I got Steph coming off my bench too.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but they gonna be so loud, and boy, Shaq gonna be mad as hell. They get a lot of offensive rebound. MJ and Kobe ain't passing. Yeah.
Kobe passed when he got guys to pass it to. He passed.
Yeah, he passed when he have to. But all of them will try to prove the point.
Nah, yeah, Steph got to come out.
Yeah, I saw this one and I was like, man, that's tough right there. But I looked at the light skinned dude and I was like, damn, dog. It ain't because all the mother brothers dog, but the light skinned brother got to go to the bench.
Hey, and he's the smallest.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, that's tough right there.
That shit ain't got nothing to do with it, Dre.
Yeah, he got a whole lot. I tell you what, who he gonna guard? Like, right, off that team, who he gonna guard?
No, you can't guard nobody on this team.
That's a tough six.
It is.
TJ asked the question.
I don't understand what TJ is, bro. What's the most as Kobe average?
Assist.
Or what's the most assists?
I was like, ass. I was like, I don't know.
What's the most
Putting that dude business out there like that.
I don't know what the most assists, but all I can tell you is out of Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron, those are the best three players we've ever watched. So I don't know.
But Kobe and Jordan, they're alike. Their game is the same. So,
yeah, but with Shaq on there, I think first of all, I know for sure Jordan with a pick and roll with Shaq. Oh man, stop it. Then you got LeBron, who's a pass guy anyways, first. Shaq gonna get his touches.
Kobe has a career average of 4.7 assists a game. That's a damn good average.
Yeah, that's big.
And people don't even see that though. That's the crazy part.
People used to say Jordan didn't pass. I think Jordan probably had like a 5.2 average, but people used to always say Jordan didn't pass the ball back in the day.
Hey, if you ain't passing until they start doubling, he ain't got no charge.
He was in a bad situation too.
Jordan averaged 5.3 assists career. I knew it was something like that, but
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's good.
That's a lot of assists. That's a lot of assists, bro.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man. But sorry, Steph. Love your game, but it was far better.
Man, couldn't nobody beat this team. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Let me see. Give me Penny Hardaway, Magic Johnson, Scottie Pippen,
Man,
Hakeem Olajuwon. Who I got in there?
Isaiah Thomas.
Give me T-Mac.
they would not beat this team.
I'm sorry.
They would not beat this team.
That's yeah. I don't yeah, Joe.
So who would I get for Jordan? I get Pippen for Jordan.
Hey, Dave say foul on drinking.
Give me Isaiah Thomas for Steph. Let me get
Steph on the bench.
I got to pick six though.
Yeah, you keep picking six.
For Kobe, give me T-Mac. For LeBron, give me Magic.
Boy, and I love Magic, but hell no.
for KD.
Boy, stop it right there.
Yeah, give me KG.
Man, stop.
We talking about prime now.
Man, he'll have KD out there dancing.
And for Shaq, give me Yao Ming, man. Yao Ming used to be on Shaq.
Light side part of them.
Look, there's no answer for Shaq. Give me Wilt Chamberlain.
Oh,
you sound like Phil Bates.
Hey, TJ had the nerves to say Kemp, Sean Kemp, Penny, I guess Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose.
Hakeem
The Dream.
T-Mac.
And T-Mac.
I like the Dream.
Man,
The Dream can't guard Shaq.
But Shaq can't go. Dream can't guard him either, though.
In his prime, I like Shaq, baby.
Yeah,
Man,
Shaq,
y'all ain't got Mr.
I mean, look.
Phil Douglas.
At the end of the day, you gotta. I gotta pick somebody to go against him. I mean, what y'all want me to do?
Dave said this show is gonna lose ratings.
You gotta pick somebody. Who else you gonna pick?
Yes.
Yeah. I give you that. I give
Let's pick somebody who's gonna play both ways. Ain't nobody saying nothing about Kawhi.
Hey,
Ever
my
since
wife,
Kawhi left Toronto, dog.
Oh,
my
George.
wife yelling that we gotta pick Abdul. We gotta pick Chris Jackson.
Steph Curry.
Man, stop playing.
He was the first Steph Curry. I give you that. Chris Jackson was the first Steph Curry.
Yeah, but he ain't doing what Steph doing.
No, he ain't doing that.
Yeah, Steph a fool. Now all these boys on here a fool. Every one of them.
Hey, but this is the crazy part. You got Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, and KD.
Bro, there's no answer for any of these guys on this thing. In their prime, at their best, there's no answer for any one of these guys.
Yo, but they can also lock up.
Right.
Exactly.
There's no answer for these guys, man.
Nah.
So you talking about 81-point Kobe? What's your best LeBron? Miami?
Hey, you can go across that water and get a team done.
Miami LeBron.
Somebody
Go across what water?
Dream team though.
What you?
I say you can go across that water and get 5 people up here.
Boy, stop.
What water?
Ooh.
Overseas.
He must be talking about when Moses walked on water, bitch.
That's what David should be talking about, losing rates.
Hey.
Bill Russell was tough as hell, man. Shaq.
Hey, you better get Jokic. Jokic.
No, bro, they get their ass whooped.
Petrovic.
Number 77.
Who you want George Miroslav?
You talking
George Miroslav.
You talking about these boys in their prime?
Oh my God!
No, dog.
You gonna get Sabonis?
You got
Sabonis.
You got Petrovic.
Young Sabonis is tough now. Young Sabonis back in the day.
Sabonis was old Sabonis was tough.
I'm talking about the one that whooped David Robinson.
Yes, he was tough. I saw him play in Spain.
Yeah. And you got Luka. You got Luka now.
Right, Luka and the champ.
Who is he gonna wait? So he'll give number. Who is he gonna guard?
Right.
Luka.
Nobody.
Yes.
Let me tell you this, Dre. Ask Tony Kukoc what Scottie Pippen and Jordan did to his ass when they first seen him.
And they tag team. My turn.
My turn.
All right, so what's the final word? HBCU or nah? What you got, Chris?
I say yes. I say HBCU, man. I want to see it happen. I just want to see it happen for the culture. I mean, I think it gives kids more opportunity, give kids more exposure. And I think we kind of lose ourselves in where people were allowed to go. So my father went to school at the University of Florida. He graduated in 1965, first class graduate blacks. They didn't count it because he went there for 2 years. He went to Gibbs Community College, transferred to the University of Florida, graduated in 65, but he could not play sports on campus. He couldn't live on campus. He had to be off campus before dark. University of Florida, 65. So he lived on the east side of Gainesville in the Black community. He could not play ball if he chose to at University of Florida. So I would love to see it happen.
Absolutely.
All right, Arroyo, what you got?
No, I agree 100%. I'm big on the underdog. I'm big on somebody making an impact. So, I would love to see it'll bring some entertainment to it all instead of the Dukes, North Carolina, and all that. I would love to somebody to take the chance. I would love 5 solid D1 prospects, top 10 players to get together, go to HBCU, and see what they can do on the big stage with, quote unquote, maybe not the biggest school. I would love it.
How about you, Nato Johnson?
Yeah, for that to happen at an HBCU, let's look at the movie Blue Chips. Look at the results of what happened. they
gotta buy tractors.
You got money?
They gotta put more money into the school, and get those facilities and stuff up there.
Yeah.
But I would like to see it too. And one of y'all at the beginning had one of those HBCU phone calls, right? Who had that Andy Griffin phone?
That'd be good, boy.
Right.
There you go, baby. What about you, Joe?
That rotary.
I would love to see it. I was just sitting here thinking, like, so who would be the guy that could put it together? Who would be the coach that could come in and do it? I think if LeBron retires in like 3 years and he goes right into coaching if he goes right into coaching at Howard, Hampton, one of them colleges, I think he's the guy that can make it happen. He can get it done. Because he's that prime time type of guy.
Absolutely. Agree.
Well, let's do this, and so we can give people the experience. Let's plan on attending the CIAA this year and going live from the CIAA.
With it. It's in Baltimore. We coming to Nari Garrett. We come to cheer you on.
Let's see if we can do that.
Hold on, I'll tell you what it is right now, because
go live from the CIAA
In Baltimore?
Yeah,
just so it used to be it used to be in Charlotte.
February 22nd to February 26th, Baltimore, Maryland.
All right, let's go. I'm with it.
Yeah, so I would love to go live from the CIAA just to show you just so people could see the support that HBCUs get from their alumni. That's one of the biggest events for Black schools in every year. That's one of the biggest events every single year, the CIAA basketball tournament. So just throwing it out there. See if anybody want to go.
Sponsored by T-Mobile.
That ain't gonna happen, buddy.
Drake gonna get you fired, dog. You sponsoring the CIAA?
All right, man. That's our time, man. Appreciate it. Leave in the comments what you think. HBCU, Power.
Hey, I'm looking for a job. I coach in a heartbeat at HBCU.
Hey.
Appreciate y'all.
Yes, sir.
The Final Word podcast, where our hosts will share their unique perspective on social issues, youth sports, and sports in general. The Final Word.